Hello, it's Christine. It is time for another Baby Got Scraps layout. I am down to just 3. This is one of the 3, so I'll have 2 more after this, thankfully. I'm not going to lie. I've loved doing this, but I'm a little bored with the color schemes, I think. I don't know. I kind of wanted to get in. I've been getting new stuff in the mail, and I haven't gotten into it because I'm freaking determined to do this scrap thing, and I'm missing out, you guys. My own phone. I've got stuff over here I want to use. So anyways, so here's my Baby Got Scraps. This one's a little more on the, I don't know, I'm going to call this warmish side. I gotta say that, and I've got these 2 pinks here, but these go with these, so we'll see. The photo I have is my in-laws. This is, I do not know when this was, and I forgot where we were. I want to say maybe Six Flags. It's like a little gazebo. I don't know. I'm not going to turn this down at all because I think the gazebo is kind of neat. My background is, I've used this one, I believe, on another layout already. It's a kind of a sagey green, which I think is just perfect. I may flip this. No, I'm not going to. Because here's why. I did find this Paper Issues layout on Pinterest. And I like how she's got these squares. Now, she's stitched and whatnot. I'm not going to be doing that. But I'm kind of inspired by the square situation. So I have pulled out a couple of punches. Oh, y'all, I just broke a fingernail. That stinks. I got this 1-inch square here. It's kind of little. I don't know if I want to do the little ones or not. I may punch a couple and see how I like it. And then I also pulled out these little, like, these are like corner, what do you call those? Photo, good Lord, what's the name of it? Where they hold the photos in. I don't know, I got a couple of these. So I might use these, like, in addition to. I'm not really sure. If this is too little, which it might be, you know, I'm going to, I don't know, though. That could be an interesting little deal. I don't know. I got to think about it. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit here. I need to mat my photo first. I think I may mat it. Ooh, that's perfect. Look at that, y'all. Oh, don't have to try. That's awesome. I need some patterns, you know, for my squares. So I got to kind of keep these out. And then maybe I can use, that's too close in color, y'all. I might have to go with this pink here. Right? I'll mat my photo with that stuff, and then I can match all this stuff up. This will be cute, though. Maybe I will go ahead and use the smaller squares just to make sure. Okay, I need to stop rambling and get busy. So let me trim this off real quick, mat my photo, and I'll get to working. Okay, you guys, the first thing I'm going to do is go through and use my little 1-inch square punch here. And I did decide to stick with the 1-inch square punch. And I'm going to punch out a bunch of little squares. And the first section I decided to do, I kind of had flipped this little sheet over that had the, I think it has the little polka dots. And I noticed there's like a little ledger section, so I punched that out. And then I went through and I did the darker floral. I did there was a 49 and Market scrap right there. You can see it on the left-hand side. And I did some light green. I'll actually get some of the lighter colors of the little ivory colors too. And I just went through it. And then also the little, I don't know what color that might be, terracotta, like a real dark terracotta. I've got those. And then I've kind of organized these. You can kind of see what I got going on here. I'm just making like this kind of interesting diamond shape per that original layout on the Pinterest. And I'm kind of sizing it up here. And I'm going to come through and glue all this down. But in the meanwhile, I realized on the Pinterest page, there was some floral. So I decided to pull out my dies, and there was like a little like twig die. So I pulled that out and used that terracotta piece with it. And so I glued all those down, and now I'm taking my black pen and I'm drawing lines because, you guys, I don't sew. I have no sewing machine. I ain't doing that. So we're drawing lines, and I think this looks really cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm really pleased with how this layout turned out. I've kind of been amazed with how versatile scraps can actually be. And I don't know why I didn't think about it or whatever, because when I'm scrapping with a collection and I start off with my full sheets and stuff, I mean, obviously I make layouts using, you know, leftovers as I go through a kit. But by doing it consciously like this, I'm really excited about the way it kind of pushes, you know, my creativity to use these scraps in different kind of ways, and how interesting it is that I've got all these papers that just didn't go together originally, and they're making these really cool layouts. I'm not going to lie. Now I noticed on the original layout there was like a little fishtail banner shelf or whatever the picture was sitting on. And there was actually a couple of horizontal elements. So I've grabbed the top half of that one scrap that was the Teresa Collins piece, and that's the main shelf. And then I got this other two little pieces. I actually had cut them in half. I probably shouldn't have. I meant to stretch it, and then I realized I didn't have to do that. It doesn't really matter because I glued it. Oh, no, that's not true. I know why I cut it in half. I didn't have a long, it was a square, so I had to make a long piece. So that's what I had done. And then I actually got off into a little box of like stickers and stuff I've got, and there was actually a long piece that had you can kind of see it there. It was actually still from that Teresa Collins piece. It has bingo on it. I'm going to trim that. And then I also had these border stickers on a piece of wax paper. You guys, I don't know how old these are, but clearly they only hold for so long on those wax papers and stuff, because I go to try to use the green one. Well, I do use the green one. I don't want to say I'm trying to. I'll end up using the green one, and it just would not hardly come off that wax paper. I end up having to just kind of pull it off, and I'll end up having to use Nuvo glue and all that. So the other two, I tried to pull those off later. They're not for this layout, but I thought, well, I'm going to check and see, and they would not come off properly, so I just trashed those. So, oh well, clean and stash with unintentional consequences there. So she had like a little scallop border, I think, piece on hers, and so I went ahead and used this green and blue little border sticker, and I think this looks fine, and I'm able to use a little Nuvo glue to get it down there. I really love this color combination. I'm actually kind of surprised at how well this turned out with this mixed media background and the terracotta and the little florals and stuff, because like I said, sometimes I put them together and then I look later and I think, well, why was I thinking those went together? But they actually do. I'm going to attach my shelf here, and in a minute I'm going to end up gluing on my little twigs. I just initially did the bottoms, and so I was initially thinking I was going to let those kind of have a little freedom of movement on the ends, but they kept catching on stuff, so I'll end up using my Berry Art Glue and gluing those down a little better on the ends. But I don't think I do that on camera, if I'm honest. I had to cut this video down just a little bit. It's another thing is I keep thinking scraps aren't going to take me very long, but I start messing with things and getting inspired by different things, and, you know, it takes me longer than I think it's going to. Here's where I'm going to start placing these little twigs here. I'll flip that over because it's not going the right direction. There we go. And I got those up there, and then I got the ones in the bottom. I have to be honest, I sincerely doubt this was fall or anything like that, even though this kind of lends toward a fall color scheme. I think this may have actually been possibly even summer, but I can't swear on it. Spring, definitely. Definitely not fall, but that's okay. I think the colors are really pretty anyways. I'm going to actually get off into my hip kit stuff, my little binder, because I remember they do have like a fall color scheme that kind of goes with this colors. So I'll pull out like a little chipboard heart. You kind of see them on the right-hand side over there now. I have a little chipboard heart, and then there's a little circle element that says love you or love this or something. And then I also got into their gold. There was some gold laser cut titles from a fall collection. It says memory. So I put thankful memory. I haven't really mentioned, I have mentioned in other videos, but my in-laws have both passed. So for us, these pictures are a bit bittersweet. You know, this is back when we were hanging out with them all the time. So I think this is we're thankful for this memory. So that's kind of the thinking behind that title there. And then I'm going to end up putting that little chipboard heart on the upper left up there. I got the little leaves. So that die that I had that cut my twig actually also cuts leaves. I think it's funny because it only cuts one leaf. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, what if you wanted to put leaves all over your whole tree? You'd have to run that thing through 1,000 times and reposition your paper, and then you get twig pieces you didn't really want. So I don't know. That's an interesting little die. But I do like these little leaves, and so I'll glue these down. I'm going to put one down in the lower right as well after I get the wordy bits. So I have these little wordy bits out of my Tim Holtz small talk book, and it's kind of it's sweeter things, you know. It's nice little phrases. It says, I'm happiest when I'm with you. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. This is what family looks like, and make today count. And I will use Nuvo glue because these are, I don't know, there's not really that much adhesive to them. They don't stick unless you glue them down. So I'm going to glue those down. And then once I get them glued down, I'm going to take that last little leaf you can see on my little mat right there, and that's going to get glued kind of underneath the longer phrase, just for, you know, just for the little touch of color. And then, because I have made myself a rule, you guys, if you've been watching all month long at all, I have a rule I'm going to use my half pearls or enamel dots or something like that. So here's where I'm kind of wrapping that up. Y'all, I had to cut some minutes out of this video because it was taking me a little bit of time. So I'm about halfway through, I think, sticking these little gold half pearls down. And I just kind of sprinkle those throughout. I keep thinking I need some sequins, you guys. And I keep going to the websites. There's Spiegel Mom Scraps I've been looking at. I've been looking at not just for Boys Kit Club, because you can get them a la carte with those guys. And I'm just like, I can't decide on the colors. Like, I don't need all those sequins because I will never make so much with sequins that I need a ton. I just can't decide on my colors. I keep looking, and I've got the websites up on my iPad. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? You guys, I'm not terribly indecisive in my life. Like, I am not an indecisive person. So this is kind of blowing my mind. Like, what am I doing? I'm not marrying the sequins, right? Let's just buy some sequins, Christine. Anyways, I'm going to finish up these little half pearls. And I don't think I actually do anything else. I actually asked my husband, could he remember the year or anything? And we could neither one of us remember when this was or where this was. So it's just going to have to be a bit of a memory in time. And so that's all I do to this layout, you guys. I love this layout. I'm not going to lie. I think it looks so cool, and I really appreciate all the little details. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the hop list below. Everybody's doing such cool stuff. I'm kind of proud I'm able to keep up, I guess, at this point. You guys have a great day, and we will, oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff too. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.